What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction video, and here we got Dr. Phil meets Jeffrey Dahmer's parents. Oh man, this is gonna be a crazy one, knowing who Jeffrey Dahmer is, and now we about to meet the parents that raised him. Ah man, this is not finna be a good video, but I'm here for it. I'm here to what they gotta say, what they gotta say about their son. What does Dr. Phil got to question him about? So let's get into the video, I guess.
Before this video starts, everybody be sure that we like the video, share if you can, and subscribe and make sure all notifications are turned on. YouTube, for some reason, has not been pushing my videos out to the algo. Don't know why. Clearly, I'm shadow banned for some reason. I don't know why they're trying to hold a brother back, but to try and circumvent that, all we can really do is like the video, share with friends or family members, and just make sure you have all your notifications on, and also follow me on Twitter, Instagram. There, typically alert people when I post a new video. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into this reaction.
How would you describe Jeffrey as a youngster when you were growing up?
Excuse me, doctor, if you don't mind. We don't know. We don't relate to Jeffrey.
Okay, Jeff.
He's Jeff.
Okay.
He's what?
Okay, so that was kind of weird. I'm not sure why the mom had to come out and try and correct Dr. Phil like that, as if the entire world doesn't know him as Jeffrey. Like, okay, lady, if you're more comfortable with Jeff, that's cool, but like the snarky ass attitude towards Dr. Phil, who's just trying to conduct this interview in a professional way, is not necessary.
Let me ask you some things that, and I think these are right and accurate from your book. I understand that Jeff was fascinated with a rotting animal carcass under the house and played with the bones and referred to them as fiddlesticks.
Oh yeah, that seems completely normal and fine. No red flags there at all. I'm pretty sure his father saw that and said, yeah, son, you're doing a good job. Keep it up.
Terrible smell, so I went underneath and cleaned it out, the smell of the skunk, and cleaned out whatever else was under, cans and bones, and collected them all. And Jeff did seem to exhibit an interest in the way they clanked as he picked them up and put them back into the metal pail.
Okay.
He just laughed at it, the sound of it, and that was it.
Oh, hell no, bro. If that was my son back in the 70s, early 80s, bro, red flags, alarm bells, and all kinds of different sirens would have been flaring up in my mind. Knowing my boy is cheesing with a big-ass evil grin on his face at the fact that I'm picking up bones from the dead carcass of an animal that was rotting under our house.
Oh, hell no.
At that point, I would have had to start packing my bag, take what little I could before he noticed, and skedaddle the fuck on out of there, because I'm not about to risk getting my throat slit at night after seeing that evil little gremlin licking his lips at a dead corpse earlier that day. Like, nah, I'm good, bruh. I ain't taking no chances.
It was said that he had even impaled a dog's head on a stick. And this, again, is something you only learned about in the trial.
The trial. He said he found this dog.
Hey, ain't no way. When did that situation happen? Because I'm pretty sure Jeffrey spilled all the beans as soon as he knew there was no way to escape. I'm pretty sure he spilled everything that happened, like, leading up to those moments, you know, in the 80s, you know, about his childhood and stuff like that. And there's no way his father just found out about certain things he was doing after hearing that story. There's no way.
You only learned about in the trial.
The trial. He said he found this dog. I don't know if it's really true, to be honest with you, but he told me that he found this dog that he decapitated and put on a stick.
See, this is the type of shit that you only see in movies, man. I can't believe this actually happened in real life, and this man lived to tell the tale. Holy fucking shit, God was on this man's side. The man's literally had a guardian angel sleeping with him every night. How do you even begin to process that? How do you even begin to comprehend the fact that instead of the dog being the one being decapitated and its head being put on a stake, that could have been you late one night if little Jeffrey was feeling up to the task of killing his dad off of something you said earlier in the day that pissed him off. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know much about the Jeffrey Dahmer case aside from the few details I've seen online, YouTube, and from that little Netflix documentary. But that right here, me learning that this psychotic little fuck actually decapitated a dog and put its head on a stake, like he was out here at a cookout trying to make shish kebabs.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I mean, I know they had insane asylums back then, and I'm not entirely sure if his parents even thought it was necessary to put him in one. And I know the way those doctors treated their patients back then in those places, completely nightmarish. But if there were ever a better candidate and a poster boy for the use of insane asylums, it would have been Jeffrey Dahmer. No questions asked. This man was beyond insane.
And Do you believe that there were warning signs that as a father you
Now let's see what he
have seen?
says.
If your kid is going around collecting dead animals, cutting them open and exploring them and that sort of thing, that how do you not know that?
Well, as I said, it's heavily wooded, very rough terrain, and there are a lot of hiding places. He was extremely secretive and devious.
Honestly, I can't believe that the father did not pick up on the red flags that his son was obviously exuding as a child. I mean, sure, you're not going to peep everything your kid does 24/7 as he's traversing the world on his own. But I mean, there are obvious red flags that a kid is not normal. Number one, he doesn't like to play with friends, brothers, cousins, family members. Number two, complete isolation. No social interactions with the world, but he can't comprehend certain facial gestures, expressions, or cues. Number three, homie likes playing with dead animals. Like, that's an obvious one. Number four, if you see your kid likes drawing pictures of dead people or people getting shot and killed or stabbed, yeah, that little fuck might be a serial killer. Number five, homie has a weird ass obsession with dissecting things. I mean, that should be the most obvious sign that your kid might turn out to be the most brilliant surgeon in the world, or he just might end up killing people when he.
Candace, what's your reaction to how they're describing him and his early behavior?
Considering what eventually happened and what they became aware of that he did as an adult, then looking back, certainly if it were me, my gosh, why didn't I do something? That is not normal for an 8, 9, 10-year-old boy to.
Honestly, it's beyond not normal. Like this, we're crossing territories of way beyond drawings and everything like that. Like he said, like you see in the movies and those type of things. But we're talking about stabbing a dog, decapitating a dog, just for fun. Just for fun. I'm surprised he didn't do worse things. At his age. You know what I'm saying? In his childhood days, I'm surprised he didn't do anything like that was so severe. Like decapitating a dog, that's one thing. Like that's one, but like, he could have did worse things depending on how his parents was feeling, and obviously not knowing like barely anything else. They because you're supposed to like watch your kids like almost 24/7. Like there's almost no breaks when it comes to watching your kids, so. Like the times you wasn't with them, okay, I understand. The times you wasn't with them, you have no control over that. But the times he was with you, like there has to have been something like had to like click in your head. It would have to be something.
Normal for an 8, 9, 10-year-old boy to be fascinated with dead animals, body parts, laughing when they drop at the sound of a bone clanking when it's dropped.
Even this lady right here, she just said it. She works for the FBI, or she used to work for the FBI as an FBI criminal profiler, which according to Google is, in practice, a highly trained expert who specializes in identifying the perpetrators behind serious crimes, using techniques such as extensive knowledge of behavior and statistical probability. Profilers work in tandem with forensic teams and other members of law enforcement to apprehend suspects. So clearly she knows exactly what she's talking about, and I mean, you don't really got to be a criminal profiler to see the obvious. But then again, not everybody has parents who are super involved in their lives or who are actually interested in their hobbies or likes picking their brain and can pick up on certain abnormal social behaviors that their child may have or lack thereof.
I know you know this still. The 3 big red flags: fire setting for the purpose of enjoying the fire, not just playing with matches.
Bro, he had video. This dude is literally playing with it like it's like no normal kid is holding fireworks like that and just astonished on how it, like, he mad close to it. He's not even like holding it away from him, like like throwing it out into like like at least holding it up like it's a torch or anything. He's just looking at it like there's spark and that's not normal.
It's fire setting for the purpose of enjoying the fire, not just playing with matches. bedwetting, and I don't mean an occasional accident.
Crazy.
I mean, sometimes we know that troubled teens may.
Oh hell no! Did they give this kid a gun?
Bro.
Nah. See,
He's still
they were
a
setting this kid up for
kid.
failure.
Elementary-
Like, boy, it was already
not even in
psychotic,
fifth
but the
grade
fact
yet,
that he
bro.
has
Not even
a
fifth
toy
grade.
revolver, I guess. Hopefully, it wasn't real. Although it was the 70s, parents were wilding back then. Literally had their kids outside 24/7. Kidnappers were having a blast back then. But I mean, damn, little bro was looking at this gun like, yeah, you know what? I'm liking how this feels. This cold metal on my fingertips, the feel of the trigger. I think I found my calling.
Have what's called enuresis, the clinical term, bedwetting, several times in a night. And then the
half
third,
of the blame has to be
and
on
the
the
most
parents, too.
severe, is
Ain't no
animal
way you've recorded
torture.
this. Like, it's funny.
So, fire setting, bedwetting, animal getting, what we say in the profiling world.
Oh man, poor little dog. Knowing what this kid had done to another canine, this little puppy was definitely going through it. You know, this little psycho was causing hell on earth for this sweet little dog.
I wanted to stop him so badly that
Who was this?
after I got home, he showed up at my house,
Is
but I
this
ran from him.
is this his father?
No,
He look,
I think that was
wow, he
in
look way different.
81, around
Oh, okay. So that interview in the beginning was when they was younger. Now he's way older. Okay. So now he's interviewing. Wow. Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And, I ran from him again. And then I had something in my head. So I called his father and asked if he was there. I was going to take my mother's car and
Now,
drive
who is
up
this?
there
Who is
and
this?
take care of the problem in Ohio. That's what I was going to do. I didn't do it, but that's how I had planned it in my head.
So Buddy is admitting on daytime TV that he was about to pull up to Jeffrey's home and pull his soul out of this existence so that he could prevent anybody else from getting hurt. But he was just too scared. I mean, that's understandable, but damn, imagine if he really did rock Jeffrey Dahmer's snot box and did put Jeffrey down like a dog and actually prevented him from going on to become one of the world's most prolific serial killers. That would have been legendary, but unfortunately, we already know what happened. And that
I mean, I wouldn't say legendary, only from the simple fact is he didn't. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been legendary because we would have never knew, like, how mentally insane Jeffrey Dahmer was. Like, we're only calling him a monster now is because he has done so much in his adult moments, not in his childhood moments, but we're basing it off his adult moments because we didn't know how he was like a child. We didn't know how he was gonna. Like how he was as a child, growing up. His parents would have had to spill that information, or anybody close to him would have had to spill that information for that to even, for that to even be a thought in their minds or a question in their minds. Because obviously, it seems like they wasn't paying attention to anything, unless they're holding something back that we don't know about. I'm pretty sure, but for the most part, it seems like they just didn't pay attention to him that much at all. So we would have never found out how we would have never really found out Jeffrey Dahmer's story if you get what I mean. So I like I said, I wouldn't call it legendary for the simple fact is, all the terrible things at that moment would have been when he was a child. So it just would have been a crazy story. It would have never been he would have never seriously been like a serial killer, inside, because he really never really killed anybody, during that time, unless you count that dog. But I don't know.
most prolific serial killer. That would have been legendary, but unfortunately, we already know what happened, and that ship has sailed. Tanya said, I think his parents didn't give Jeffrey the love, compassion, and nurturing he needed when he was little. Jeffrey was traumatized. And we keep talking about traumatized. Even the FBI profiler brought up trauma. And I just want to know where he got this trauma from. Was he abused as a kid? Or did he see some shit that scarred him for life? Like, I don't know much about this. I don't know much about Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood. I only know about what he's done as an adult. And I'm not really interested in researching his...
Exactly. That's what I mean. We only know what he was like as an adult. You see what I mean? So it's like... and he's dead now, so he can't really, there's nothing, unless his parents want to spill any left tea he got. But like I said, I don't know. It's like And I don't think he was traumatized, and like I just think he was I just think he didn't turn out this way, you know. I think he was already like that when he was born. If something, it was like that already when he was born. You know, it had to be, because it was no way, because we don't know, like I said, unless his parents want to spill something, it seemed like he was pretty normal from the get go. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe something did happen, but. Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood. I only know about what he's done as an adult, and I'm not really interested in researching his childhood, as that would just take way too much time. But if any of you crime buffs out there want to drop some info down below, feel free to do so. Also, feel free to like the video, share, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel with all notifications on, as YouTube has been suppressing me lately. I don't know why they're not showing my content to you guys, but to help support the channel and to get this video in the algo, like the video, share, subscribe, and yeah, let's try and get this show back on the road.
Well, the signs were there. I just don't know. Like, the signs were definitely there. Like, I don't understand. I will never understand. Like, I don't know. Maybe they just like they had a kid but didn't want to watch him. I don't get it. Like, they had so many opportunities to see what he was doing. Like, I'm pretty sure he was doing some wild stuff behind the scenes that he wasn't. That he, like, I don't know, maybe he had that much freedom to where he knew he was able to get away with with a lot of stuff, no matter how big or how small it was. Because even in the interviews, it seems like they wasn't paying attention at all, or like they was just trying to protect him in some sort of weird way. Because they didn't really spill too much. They mentioned him a brief part, and like mentions the stuff he was doing, but didn't quite say that they knew everything he was doing, or didn't even give accountability to what they did wrong or anything like that. They set the ground point and they left it at there. They just left it at telling the stories of what he did. They didn't after that. It was almost like they didn't even care anymore. And I don't know how their relationship was, him and like his parents, and I don't know that relationship at all, so I can't really say too much. But nonetheless, it's over. Like, he already went to jail. He already died. Like, the situation is like it's been like what is it? Like over like 37 years since this, over 2 decades since this happened now. Well, no, 3. Yeah. Yeah, like over 3 decades, possibly almost turning on 4, but man. But yeah, it's something we don't know about his parents, though. It's something that we don't know about. They're hiding at least something. They're hiding something. But that's the end of the video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. Go to my Patreon, where all my vlog videos will be from now on, without the blur and without the copyright on the screen. Please turn your post notifications on, man, so you can get every new video I post. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And without being said, I'm out, guys.